Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how I made this skirt and blouse and the flower design. If this is what you like to learn, come on and let's get into the tutorial. I was able to achieve this blouse with about 1 yard of crepe fabric, 60 inches by length, and the skirt is about 1.5 yards, and with the flower design, so you can make use of 2 yards for the skirt material, but you're not going to finish the 2 yards. So let's get right into the tutorial. So I placed my skirt I placed it on fold, and I marked my 1/2 inch for the starting point. I marked it, and I'm going to just mark it like so. So after marking the starting point, the length, as you can see, is 27 inches plus 1 inch, that's 28. The width, I made use of the round waist divided by 4 multiplied by 3 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'm going to cut it out just as you can see. I hope you understand. I hope I'm not too fast. I do not want this video to be too long, that's why I'm doing that. So I'm going to notch that area, and I'm going to put this on a side. This is my back, and I have 1 inch sewing zipper allowance on the back, as you can see right here. So I'm going to place the front part on its right, as you can see, and I'm going to be starting the front, as you can see, on the zipper allowance, and I'm going to cut it out just like so. After cutting it out, here is what I have. So the back and the front is actually the same except for the zipper allowance. So I have here the band. So I'm making use of the total round waist measurement, which is 30 inches plus 1 inch for the zipper allowance on one side and 1 inch for the zipper allowance on the other side, which is 2 inches. So the length is 4 inches. So you can make your band bigger than this if you wish. So I have my interfacing in it, and I'm going to iron it properly. So I'm going to fold it just like this, and I'm going to just notch the middle right now, as you can see. Notch the middle like this, and I'm going to notch the middle of the points of the zipper allowance, just as you can see like this, to know where the zipper allowance starts from. So I'm going to turn it now and show you. So I'm going to start gathering it from the zipper allowance notch down to this side. So I'm going to leave 1 inch for the sewing allowance, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back. And the front part here, I'm going to gather it as well with 1/2 inch all the way down with my 1 inch allowance on the sides. I will not gather that part. So here is what I have after I am done, and as you can see, I have it gathered. You can actually gather with a little stitch, like a 1/4 of an inch pleat or gathers. So I have it gathered here, and I'm going to bring the back on one side. So this is the zipper part. I'm going to put that. I'm not going to make use of this. You can see I did not gather on the zipper. So this is my sewing allowance of 1 inch, and I did not gather on that part as well. So I'm going to place the side on the side. The zipper allowance, you're not going to place it there, just this side here. You're going to place it on the side of the front, just like this, and I'm going to pin it down here. So after pinning it down, I hope you can see, I'm going to just pin it down on this part, just like so, and I'm going to stitch down all the way down. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So this is what I'm going to have by the time I'm done. So I'm going to try and look for the midpoint where I notched in the front part now, and I'm going to get the band here. I hope you can, just like this. So I'm going to bring up the band, the midpoint that I've notched in the band, and I'm going to look out for the midpoint that I've notched on the skirt front part, and I'm going to match it together and place it together just like this, and I'm going to pin it down. Then I'm going to come to the side like this, and I will just bring the edge. I'm going to bring the edge of the band. They're going to meet up with the edge with the zipper allowance here. So the zipper allowance here, and I'm going to pin it down just like so. So after pinning it down, what I'm going to do is to make sure that what I have here fits into the band. So if I have any excess there, I'm going to still go ahead and pleat the excess on it. It's just going to make it fuller, that's all. So just pleat the excess on it, just as you can see me doing now. Pleat the excess and continue to stitch on the band until you get to this side, and you're going to repeat the same thing for the other side as well. I hope you understand. Please like my video if you have gotten to this point. Give my video a thumbs up. So I'm done now, and what I'm going to do now is you can see what we have here. So if you want a bigger band, you can still, I just like the band like that. You can still make use of 2.5 inches for your band, 2 inches for your band, sorry. So whatever you like, you can do. So I'm going to measure what I have here now and see if I have how many excess I have. So I have 3 inches excess there, so I'm going to divide it into 2, and I'm going to put those excess on the zipper allowance. So I'm going to mark it here, 1.5 inch on the zipper allowance on both sides. So I'm going to just mark the excess I have on here, right here at the front and the back. I'm just going to mark it like this, and I'm going to bring my zipper, the skirt zipper, I'm going to bring it, and after bringing it now, so you can see, I'm going to bring it and measure it. So make sure that they are matching. Bring the zipper and measure it. So I'm just going to place it here. So from the down part, I'll measure 1.5 inches upward. 1.5 inches upward from the down part of the skirt of the zipper. Then I'll start stitching from this part here. I'll start stitching all the way down from this part here. So I'm going to stitch from here now all the way down, just like so. So after doing that, and I'm going to fix this zipper into this space here. So after doing that now, I'm going to come to the hem of the skirt, and I'm just going to fold it in half, then half again, all the way all around the skirt, and that will be the end for the skirt part. So now this is the blouse that we're going to be working with. So the blouse length is 26 inches, half inch up and 1 inch down. That's 27.5 inches altogether. The shoulder is 7.5 inches, and I'm going to just mark it this way. Then I'm going to mark 1 inch. I'm not going to be going into details with this tutorial, because I have a detailed tutorial on how to cut this on my channel. Please kindly watch it. So 3 inches for the neck width and 2.5 inches for the neck depth. Please kindly watch the video. I don't want this video to be too long. Please kindly help me watch it on the video. So I've marked so I'm going to mark the hip line now. So the hip measurement I'm working with is 40, that's 10 inches plus 2 inches for the exaggeration and 1 inch for sewing allowance. Please help me manage this chalk like that, please. So I'm going to connect the bust to the waist, then the bust to the waist, then from the bust to the waist I'm going to connect from the waist to the hip. Waist to the hip, right, as you can see. Please kindly go back to that video. The only thing I want to show here is how to mark the exaggerated parts. That's all. So I'm going to remark it, because I first of all mark it on the wrong part. So I'm going to mark it here, which is the right thing to do. So mark it here. So after marking now, what I'm going to do now is just to cut it out. Please kindly manage my chalk, please. So I'm going to cut out now with ½ inch allowance at the neck, at the shoulder, at the armhole, and I'm not going to be cutting any allowance on the hip and the waistline. So you can see the way I'm going to cut it out now. So I'm going to blend this part so that I will not have a sharp edge around there. Then I'm going to just cut it out, just as you can see me doing, like this. So please go back to that video and watch it if you do not know how to cut a basic bodice please kindly watch it on my video. So I'm cutting the armhole with 1/2 inch allowance, as you can see. So I place it on the back, and I've cut out the back with 1 inch neck depth as well. And my zipper, you can see I've marked out this, I've adjusted this part here. So just go ahead. So I'm going to turn the neckline good face. The bias is going to be on the good side, and I'm going to turn the bias from the good side to the other wrong side. Repeat the same thing on the second part of the back and the midpoint of the front, from the good side to the wrong side. So I'm going to place it just like this on top of each other, like this, the good side facing the good side, just like this, as you can see. Then I'm going to just place the same thing here, and I'm going to pick up the shoulder, and I will stitch 1/2 inch on the shoulder. Make sure they are matching properly, then stitch 1/2 inch on the shoulder line, match it properly, then stitch 1/2 inch on the shoulder line, just like this, 1/2 inch. And I'll repeat the same thing for the other side as well. So after that, I'm going to come to this side just like this, match it properly, and I'll stitch with my sewing allowance of 1 inch. So I'm done stitching it now, and this is what I have. So after doing this now, you can see how I've stitched and ironed it. I'm going to come to the side here and notch that area so that I can have a properly relaxed waistline. So after doing that, I'm going to just match the zip allowance, and I will stitch with my allowance all the way down, just like so. Stitch with the allowance all the way down. So after stitching that, I'm going to place it properly here, make sure that they are matching, and I'm going to be making the curve at the edge of the blouse here. So I'm going to come down, make sure that they are matching properly. I'm going to come down 2 inches after the notch that I have here. From the neckline at the front, I'll come down by 18 inches, then 1 inch sewing allowance, that will be 19 inches. So I'll come down by 19 inches here. And on this hip side of the other side, I'm going to come in by 2 inches, 2 inches here. Then I'm going to connect those lines. When you get to this part, actually, you can just make this curve anyhow you like. If you want it to be curvy at this part, you can mark it like so. I'm marking mine the way I want it to be. So you can decide not to follow my markings and be creative with yours anyhow you want it. You can make any design at this part actually. You don't need to follow what I'm doing. So I'm just going to connect the lines just like this. So I'm just going to connect the lines now, as you can see. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So after connecting the lines, I'm just going to cut it. I'm just trying to properly mark it so that you can see it, what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut it out now. And here, I'm cutting it out just like this. So I'm done cutting out, and this is what I have. After cutting that, this is what I have. This is the shape that I've cut. And I'm just going to fold it in here with 1/2 and 1/2 inch all around. You can actually loosen it by the side so that you can stitch it properly and then stitch it back. So here I'm going to be working on the flowered rose design. So I'm going to have this, and I'm going to fold it into 2 just like this. Bring a container, you can make it of whatever container you have. Then I'm going to just mark it all around like this. After marking it all around, just as you can see me doing, so I'm just going to cut out with 1/2 inch all around, or 1/4 inch. So I have it cut out now. So I'm going to turn it in all around. I'm going to turn it in on around and stop stitch on it. So this is the material I'm going to be using for the flower design. So I have 5 inches for the length, and the width is up to about 50 inches. If you want it fuller or longer, bigger, you can make more. So I have 50 inches right there. I'm going to fold it just like this, and I'm going to pick my tape and measure 2 inches on this side, just to make a curve on this side. Then I'll make the curve just as you can see me doing, like this. I'll make the curve like this. Then I'm going to cut it out like this. Then after cutting it out, I'm going to stitch on it with 1/4 of an inch, stitch on in this way all the way down. So I'm going to continue stitching here. You can make use of 1/2 inch for stitching on this straight line all the way down. I'm going to continue stitching till I get to this point, and then I'll stitch on it on the edge here as well. So here is what I have. I've stop stitched on this circle, and what I have there is 3 inches width and 3 inches length. So what I'm going to do now is to pick my needle. I'm going to mark like a circle. Leave 1/2 inch by the side before starting this circle. Please leave about 1/2 of an inch allowance. So I'm just going to mark a circle all around here. It's nothing serious, just make a circle all around. Then after making the circle, this is what I have, and I'm going to put this on the side. Bring my needle and thread that I have just passed, then try to make a gathers on this fabric that we have here. I'm going to try to use this needle and thread to make the gathers. As you can see, just put it in the way you see me doing, in and out, just like this. You can take your time. So I'm going to continue doing that until I get to the other edge, just like this, as you can see me doing. So after doing that, now this is what I have. So I'm just going to properly arrange it the way I want. I'm going to arrange it and make sure that there is no space, not too much space in between. So after arranging it, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Properly arrange it like so. So after arranging it, I'm going to bring this thread now, and I'm going to cut it here and then make a notch. I'm going to tie it here so that it will not loosen up here. So after doing that, now I'm going to cut it out, and what I'm going to do is to bring this circle and get my gun, my glue gun, and I'm going to use the glue gun to put it on this circle here, as you can see me doing. Just put the glue gun on the circle like this, and start from this part that we make the curve. You're going to start gumming it, place it on the gum from that curved part. So you're going to put it in here like this. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Please take your time when you get to this part. It's nothing serious, just all you need to do is just take your time. And I'm going to continue placing the gum, following the circle that I've marked. I hope you can see that we have 1/2 of an inch space there. Please do not start from the edge of the circle, please. So I'm going to continue folding it just like this. I hope you can see. Just continue adding your gum and folding in. Just continue adding your gum, just as you can see me doing. And after placing this fabric on the gum, make sure that you are pressing. Make sure that you press it so that it can gum. So you're going to fold this edge here and add a gum to make it, like, just to use it to pin it down here so that it will not move or it will not shift. So you're going to place it like this, then roll it over, roll it in, and you can see it's already forming the design that we want. So just continue to roll it in this way. So you can see that it's shifting. So I'm going to use the glue now to hold it down here so that it will not shift. I'm going to hold it down here so that it will not shift. I'm going to add another one. As I'm rolling, I'm going to be adding gum so that it will not shift. So you can see what I have here now. So I'm going to, after doing this, I'm going to bring the glue and I'm going to fill in the remaining space with glue. Please do not let it to be too much so that it will not look sticky and rough. So I'm just going to place this in the middle part like this, and I'm going to use my finger in the middle to just make sure that it is placed properly. Then I'm going to pin it down properly and make sure that it will gum. Use your hand to press it down. So if you have any other part that you feel you need to add gum, this is the back, so just add gum to wherever you feel you need to add gum and press it down so it can get sticked properly. So we are done with our flower, and I'm going to bring back the blouse and match the part where I want to place the design. So this is just like the breast part, and I'm going to mark it like this, and I'm going to place it just like this on here. So you can place this design wherever you want, and I'm just going to place it just like this. Then what I'm going to do now is to get my pin. I'm going to raise it up here. So this is what we are going to be using the 1/2 inch allowance that we left for now. So just pin it down at the edge all around. If you raise it properly, you're going to see you will have that space. So just open it up and pin it down all around. So pin it all around. So this part you are pinning down, you are going to be stitching on it all around. So this is what I have after pinning it. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine now, and I'll stitch at the edge, just like a top stitch at the edge of the circle. You're going to top stitch at the edge of the circle all around. Please take your time to do that neatly. So this is what I have after doing that, and you can see how it looks. If you feel there's any way you need to add gum, please just add it. This is how it looks stitched down, and you can see how neatly it looks. So if you like this video, please comment, like. This is the back. Comment, like, and share my videos. I'm going to be adding the zipper allowance now, and that will be the end of this blouse. If you have watched up to this moment, please kindly give my video a thumbs up, share, and like my page. Watch more of my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.